Well, hi. Again, this is Carlos Donesteve from Fundela, the Spanish Foundation for the Promotion of Research into ALS. And you can see I tagged in my shirt, so I probably have something very important to say. Don't worry, I don't. So first of all, actually a little bit of housekeeping. We have these tiny devices on some of your desks. This is just a very complex piece of technology that is not a bottle opener, as somebody suggested. It is just to hold your phones, okay, your mobile phones. So very useful, just to let you know that. So again, first of all, thank you to the hosts, thank you to the Alliance, and thank you to all of the different associations here for giving us this opportunity, and also the sponsors. And I have to say three things, first of all, which is that hopefully I'm going to be very brief, so you can think about that and thank me mentally later, in a few minutes when you're munching on your lunch. Second, we are one of the proud sponsors of today's lunch from Fundela, so you can think about that in a few minutes and thank us mentally when you're munching on your lunch. And then this is not a presentation, so there's going to be no questions, so I'm going to be thinking about that and mentally thanking the organizers for this while I'm munching on my lunch. And well, I wanted to tell you that when coming here, when being on the plane, I was reflecting on the many reasons that we come to events such as this, the Alliance meeting, the Allied Professional Forum, and the MNDA's International Symposium. Obviously, there's many reasons. One of the reasons would be to share. Another one would be to collaborate. I think is Marcela's favorite word. Then we're also here to learn and to network, and of course to listen to and to give voice to all the people with ALS. But I was thinking that we also come here for good news. Obviously, we're all expecting to hear the great news, the extraordinary news that there is a cure. But so far, we have to just get going with any good news that we may have. So I'm here to bring a little bit of good news. Every little helps, hopefully. So the good news is that in Spain, the Spanish Congress has passed a law that has come to be known as the La Ley ELA, which is the ALS law. And this law is a social law that is promising to cut down the red tape, so providing much faster access to benefits and resources, also to the reassessment of these benefits and resources as the condition progresses. It's also going to, or in theory at least, is going to give training to carers, and also to provide, or at least recognize the right to have 24-hour assistance or at-home assistance for all of the PALs. Good. More than anything, what it does is it establishes an annual budget for ALS, and a portion of that is going to be devoted to ALS research, so that is also good news. And, well, I wanted to say that, as my colleagues from Argentina actually said, a law is not reality. But I have to say that obviously there's going to be some additional steps to be taken after this law passes. It has just passed. But I think it's a giant leap from the fickle promises of politicians to actually having legislation in black and white. So that is very good news, I would say. And I take it as a victory for the ALS community, or from the ALS community for the ALS community. This ALS community, as we all know, is the professionals, is the PALs, the people living with ALS. It's all the different associations, and again, it's all of these unknown faces, and we have this wonderful initiative by the Alliance, which is the March of Faces, and we have mostly, not well-known people in there. But in Spain, we actually had the luck of having a very well-known face, which is Juan Carlos Donesteve, who was a Spanish footballer. He played for Barcelona. He was the goalkeeper for Barcelona. And I'm sorry for Juan Carlos Donesteve, but I have to say it, a la Madrid. But anyway, again, he was very instrumental in actually making this law pass, so that was great. We were saying that a law is not a reality, but actually this 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 process has already resulted in some very good news for the ALS community in Spain, because we've been in every conversation, in every headline, in every news story for the past few months until it passed on October 31st. And I have to say, sorry about this, but on October 31st, and actually towards the end of October, something else happened in Spain, which was a tragedy, which is the floods in the area of Valencia, where more than 200 people lost their lives. So our thoughts go to them and their families. And, well, apart from that, we've seen already those good results. And actually, we are joining on the footsteps of other countries that managed to make advocacy to be resulting in law, such as we saw in Scotland, in Italy, and many other countries. And hopefully this will also serve as a leverage for other countries to follow on our footsteps as well. After that, just to let you know, again, this is just a little bit of good news, and you know that for every lecture or every speech that someone gives, usually there's a takeaway. The takeaway here is very simple. Hopefully you just take with you a little smile to lunch and maybe even back home. So that's it. Thank you very much.